Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for April 23rd, 2025. Hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Nadia over from Horror and More says hi.
Hi.
So, hello. Hope you're having a great week so far. And I just talked to you yesterday, but I hope you're having a better day than earlier. Said you had some weird stuff going on. But hope you're all having a good week so far. Kevin, how the hell you been?
Garrett got me addicted to a game, so it's been good.
I was lucky enough to pull Kevin out of Balatro for an hour, so but of course,
good. So
Fox Specs are also watching Cutting Edge Hero. Not familiar with Cutting Edge Hero. Is it a show, movie, channel? But it's all good. Hope you're all having a fantastic week. So as for me, it's been busy with school. I got my first paper graded back, and I did not get a 100, which is upsetting. But I did still get an A. I got a 93, so we're good.
Better than failing. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna actually finish up my final paper this weekend, get my last bits of homework done, and then just be done with the class kind of early. It would be kind of nice.
That's fine.
But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into the stories this week, and we're going to cover some Star Wars Celebration stuff first. And up first is Star Wars Starfighter has officially been announced. It's the new film coming from director Sean Levy and starring Ryan Gosling, and this will release in 2027 in May. So very excited for this.
Space.
What was that?
Dogfights in space?
Possibly. Have no idea anything about plot yet. Obviously, they're in pre-production, so they're not even... they're not still writing it. They're not they're in pre-production. They're gearing up to shoot this fall, which is really, really cool. Apparently, also, I forgot to put this in the news, but Mikey Madison was offered a role in this movie. She did turn it down, apparently, because it was on one hand, it was going to be a supporting role, and she's trying to push for more lead roles because of her Oscar win, and I guess the pay was not as good as she was expecting. So, but yeah, this will be taking place after the sequel trilogy. So this will be our first post-sequel trilogy film. So no idea what the timeline's going to look like. Probably won't have any characters from the sequel trilogy. It'll probably be, its own thing, which, I mean, I think that'll placate the people who are not fans of the sequel trilogy and maybe like, okay, this is a new canvas, start over, try something new. So we'll see, but I am excited about this. Sean Levy's a great director, just got us Deadpool and Wolverine last year, and then obviously Ryan Gosling is a great actor. So
yeah, can't go wrong with Ryan Gosling either. So, but next up, The Mandalorian and Grogu will release in theaters May 2026. I feel like this has been in the works for ages.
Yeah, I mean, initially it was supposed to be a new season, and then turned into a film. And so that's what's really exciting about this. As far as we know right now, just a couple of returning cast members. Sigourney Weaver is joining the cast. At Star Wars Celebration, we saw some footage. It was not shown to the public yet, unfortunately. But it did involve Mando Din Djarin taking out an AT-AT all by himself. So that's kind of cool. But yeah. No other news yet on anything, what it's about or anything. All we've been told is that it's a great adventure film. So, who knows?
That's fine with me.
Yeah. Next up, last piece of Star Wars news, and that we talked earlier about how Kathleen Kennedy was potentially going to be stepping down either this year or next year from the head of Lucasfilm. She is officially stepping down this August to the shouts and cheers of people all around the world, I'm sure. But just a reminder, she is a very talented producer. She's made some of the best films of all time as a producer. She just hasn't done that well leading a company. And I think that is, unfortunately going to be the legacy she leaves behind. A lot of people are hoping that Dave Filoni is going to take over her position and truly guide Star Wars creatively forward. So,
gotcha. And unfortunate. So, I mean, it's a different space, unfortunately. And sometimes you have to let people go to bring a new person in to have the company succeed, unfortunately. But
yeah, I think you need someone with a little bit more of a creative edge as opposed to someone with business sense,
Yeah, totally understandable. Yep. The next up, the reactions of Thunderbolts asterisk coming out of its premiere are really good, and I can't see why it won't be really good. This seems like a fun superhero movie that characters don't take themselves seriously, and I can't wait for it. So
Yeah, some people are calling this film pretty dark, but also refreshingly human and funny, and probably the most raw and human film that the MCU has had in a long time, which is cool. Yeah, I'm very excited for this movie.
Yeah,
I believe it's coming out next week. So
yes, correct.
Alrighty, next up, huge story this week. Sinners is a box office success and has beat a Minecraft movie at the box office over the weekend. We'll talk about it when we get to the box office numbers. But also in this same kind of thing, Minecraft has hit $700 million worldwide. Nothing to scoff at. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I really have to, I'm like clutching at straws for this, but like, I'm glad to see a movie be successful and it like pump more money into the industry and get people who are working in the craft fields their money. But
why did it have to be this one?
Why did it have to be this one? But Sinners is doing very well, which is huge for an original horror film. We'll talk a little bit about that more in just a second. But it did beat a Minecraft movie, and which is awesome. Director Ryan Coogler put out a statement this week thanking audiences for going out and seeing the movie and just trying to, you know, be like, hey, get your friends and all them, like, come out to the theater. Like, you know, this is, you know, support original film, which is... Yeah, which is huge.
Really cool. Really good. Good. On maybe some good or bad news, whoever you think, M. Night Shyamalan's next film is called Remain.
No plot details yet. Just the name. And they're also doing a book at the same time. I know this is co-written by the guy who did like The Notebook, which is really interesting. So it might not be a horror movie. Who knows? But this will be starring Jake Gyllenhaal. So...
Okay,
cool. I think honestly, M. Night Shyamalan gets a lot of shit thrown at him, and for good reason. But I do think that he has made an effort to make better films lately. Films like Old, Knock at the Cabin, Trap, they're better than his worst films ever were. And like, so I think that he is taking proper steps forward.
Yeah, but I think with his movies, it's real highs or real lows. Unfortunately, there's nothing like in the middle, unfortunately. So.
Sure. Alrighty, this is gonna be our next one. So this is really big news. Sinners is the first ever horror movie that gets an A cinema score from audiences. This is huge. So no matter how popular a horror film is when it comes out, no horror film has ever managed to get an A cinema score. So for those of you who don't know, a cinema score is the aggregate kind of feelings of audiences that are taken on their way out of a theater on opening weekend. So if you go to like some of the busiest theaters in the nation, there's a company that will go out there and interview people on their way out, you know, give a survey, whatever, and a movie will get a scorecard based on that. And that's to kind of judge actual fan people who saw it reaction. And no horror movie's ever gotten an A. So this is huge.
Good for the movie. So
yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but you have, so we'll probably talk about it.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
But Ready or Not 2 is officially called Ready or Not, Here I Come. Wow, really original. It calls Sarah Michael Gellar, Elijah Wood, and Catherine Newton to cast. I could have named that movie. I feel like that's just rolls right off.
I mean, it fits, right?
It
like
does.
It's based on the first movie, and I think that adding Sarah Michelle Gellar, the woman behind Buffy the Vampire Slayer, is a great choice. Elijah Wood is just a fun actor to have around, and Catherine Newton is seeing a lot of success right now as well. So, I mean, I still have to watch the first one, but definitely excited to check out a second one. And I believe, I didn't include a news story about this, but we did get our first official trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I do want to go ahead and put that out there.
Okay.
Next up here, the Oscar-nominated writer of Poor Things, Tony McNamara, will be writing, or is writing, Taika Waititi's Star Wars film. So, getting an Oscar-nominated writer, which is good. Hopefully, this movie actually exists at some point and comes out. Current studio head Kathleen Kennedy said that they're kind of letting this film cook, essentially. Like, let them get it right, let them work on it, and then when Taika feels he's ready to actually make the movie and do it right, they're going to support it 100%. So I like that. And a lot of us have been begging for more Star Wars movies, like just anything, like just release it in theaters, not on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the fact that they are letting these people take their time with it to try and get it right is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is good.
It is good news all the way around.
Yeah, it is. It is. But next up and last piece of news, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel is officially titled The Continuing Adventures of Cliff Booth. I don't think I've seen. Oh, I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen it yet though.
So yeah, of course, Cliff Booth being the character that won an Oscar for Brad Pitt, and it will be about him and his continuing journey. It sounds like he will be taking over as a studio fixer, which is someone during those times who would make sure that stars were on set on time and would maybe do some of the more seedy things to try and get to help productions happen. So
that's cool.
Yeah, totally down for this, and I think the character is great, so I'm all here for it.
Nice.
But that's it for the news stories this week. Let's go ahead and jump into these here. Just in time for the 50th anniversary of A New Hope. A New Hope anniversary won't happen for 2 more years, but right there. Okay. She might get back to Amblin, possibly. I think she should go back to producing because I think she's better at producing than leading a company. Will the Naked Gun 2025 make Paramount greenlight Airplane 3? I mean, probably not. Well, but it depends on how successful Naked Gun is, and also Scary Movie, because that's also another reboot that they're doing as well. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Daphne and Frodo, yep, they're gonna be there. And DiCaprio is stuck in the battle for Barton Cross. He's also apparently trying to be added to the continuing adventures of Cliff Booth, but I guess there's some salary discrepancies. So, who knows? Alrighty, let's go ahead and dive into the trailers for this week. And we got a couple of big ones. We obviously got a new trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps, which looks incredible. Yep. We also do have a new trailer for Predator Badlands, which looks great.
Looks badass.
Really different for a Predator movie, going kind of more full into the action category on this one, which I think is totally fine. And then we also got some horror movie trailers. We got a new trailer for first teaser for Weapons, which looks like another Long Legs type super creepy movie, which I'm down for. We got a trailer for Him, which is a really interesting looking film about stardom and seeking perfection through football. 28 years later, got a new trailer. Looks great, continuing to. Just the tone of the trailers is fantastic. And then, of course, I Know What You Did Last Summer getting its first trailer as well. To me, I think Predator and Fantastic Four stand out, as well as Weapons. What stands out to you, Kevin?
As I take a drink.
Sorry.
Predator, it's okay. Predator Badlands looks fantastic, and Weapons look very, very intriguing as well, because, again, it doesn't give you a lot in the trailer, and it gives you a website to go to, which are always interactive and fun. So,
100%. Alrighty. Rust is still in the state of disaster because of what happened? Yep, that's why they're trying to release it and make some money on it. Hopefully all that money goes towards the funeral or the family of that one person. Alrighty, Kevin, let's go to the box office.
Yeah, the box office. The box office was fantastic this week. It was Easter weekend, so all those butts got in those seats. But Sinners coming in with 48 million. A Minecraft movie with 40.5 million. King of Kings 17.6 million. The Amateur with 7 million, and Warfare with 4.9 million. Really cool to see Amateur up there and Warfare still. But the two box office hitters were going to be Sinners and Minecraft movie. But very surprised that Sinners was first.
Yeah, I thought it was going to open second against Minecraft, but Warner Brothers had an almost $100 million weekend.
Good for them.
They have a good movie and a bad movie out at the same time. All right, let's go ahead and get into movies that are coming out this weekend. We got 4 big ones, actually. Up first is The Accountant 2. Christian Wolff applies his brilliant mind and illegal methods to reconstruct the unsolved puzzle of a treasury chief's murder. This is the sequel to The Accountant, which came out almost 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Starring Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. I did just watch the first movie for the first time, so I will talk about that when we get to the reviews. But I am intrigued by the second one.
Okay.
Up after that is The Legend of Ochi. This is a new A24, it looks like a family kind of fantasy drama. In a remote village on the island of Carpathia, a shy girl is raised to fear an elusive animal species known as Ochi. But when she discovers a wounded baby Ochi who has been left behind, she escapes on a quest to bring him home. This looks like all those like fantasy, like Steven Spielberg type movies you saw when you were a kid, like films like E.T. and things like that.
Mhm.
So I am excited for this movie, really using practical effects with the Ochi, and it looks adorable. Kind of a mix between like a monkey and like a cat. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely here for it. Up after that, a horror movie I'm excited for, which is Until Dawn. A group of friends trapped in a time loop where mysterious foes are chasing and killing them in gruesome ways must survive until dawn to escape it. Currently, this actually has some pretty decent reviews on IMDb with a 6.9 out of 10 already. Not terrible, but not good. You're not amazing at the same time. But I am excited for this. I do want to see kind of any references to the series or any other films or games that Supermassive has made. So I am looking forward to this one. I like time loop stuff too, when they can do something original with it.
Mhm.
And lastly, Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith is being re-released for its 20th anniversary. As the Clone Wars nears its end, Obi-Wan Kenobi pursues a new threat while Anakin Skywalker is lured by Chancellor Palpatine into a sinister plot for galactic domination. Of course, this is the best movie of the prequel trilogy being re-released for its 20th anniversary, so if you want to go check it out in theaters, I believe like some movie theaters are doing like special popcorn buckets and stuff and all that. Go have a blast.
Mhm. Is that the movie where it's Anakin, I have the high ground?
Yes, it's the pretty memeable one. Another Happy Landing, that one too.
Yes.
Alrighty. Star Wars Episode 3 was already released in 2005. There's no way that 20th Century Fox would re-release it. Well, 20th Century Fox is not 20th Century Fox anymore, and it's now Disney, and Disney is releasing it. It's coming out this weekend. Episode 1 was already re-released in 2012. Why Episode 3? Because it's the 20th anniversary. It's been 20 years. Released in 2005. It's 2025. There you go. Alrighty. And that is going to go ahead and bring us into our favorite section, which is where we get to talk about the movies we watched over the course of a week. So, Kevin, I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you watched 1 outside of the wheel spin.
Mhm.
So we'll do 3, 1, 3. I feel like that's the best way to go. So let's go ahead and get into my first one, which is Sinners. This year, I gave it a 98 out of 100. And oh man, I went in with... I've said multiple times I don't go into movies with expectations. I did not go into this movie with... I mean, I will say I went in with some expectation. I went in with high expectations because it's Ryan Coogler. It's his first original film. I was excited to see it. This movie still blew me away. It's probably my new favorite vampire movie, up there with Nosferatu. It is absolutely incredible. There's a vibrancy and a life in this movie that has been missing for a very long time. This feels like a masterwork of style and ingenuity and telling a brand new story with an existing supernatural mythos that already exists, right? The cast is incredible. Michael B. Jordan is fantastic in 2 roles in this movie. Also, Miles Keaton kills it as the new as a new actor playing Sammy, the blues guitarist. And the supporting cast, like, there's no bad person in this movie, so it's kind of hard to say that one person's better than the other. The music is incredible in this movie, blending blues and like horror together, which is really, really cool. And the film is so impressive visually. There is one moment that happens in this movie that is one of those moments where you watch it, and when you watch it, you go, "This is why I love movies." It's that good of a moment that happens about the middle of this movie. I would highly recommend it. Once you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Nice.
All right. Second movie was one I actually watched for my class this week, which was The Catcher Was a Spy. This is a World War II spy movie. starring Paul Rudd, who plays a Boston catcher for the Red Sox, who is a bisexual Jewish man and is asked to become a spy for the American government because of how smart he is. He's like able to learn languages really quickly. I think it's a welcome change of pace for Paul Rudd. He's not funny in this movie. He's actually like flexing his acting chops, which I really appreciate. He's not like incredible, but he does a decent job. I also think the supporting cast is good as well. There's not really a bad member of the cast. The problem, though, is that the film is very disinterested in portraying the character Mo Berg as he should be portrayed. They do not focus at all on any part of his identity, whether it's his bisexual side, his Jewish side, whatever. It just focuses on the some of the actions and events that he did, and I think that it's a shame because this is more an exercise in trying to get both sides of an audience to enjoy your movie and get behind a character instead of portraying him as he should be portrayed. In addition, the film just lacks any kind of like identity of its own. It just exists. This feels like a movie that would go straight to Netflix or straight to DVD and not like theatrically release. Mm-hmm. It's a less than mediocre movie, and I appreciate it for spotlighting a person who I didn't know anything about, but it just doesn't really do anything. It's very formulaic and very mediocre. So 38 is what I give that movie.
Gotcha.
And lastly, before Kevin, I have one more.
I was actually going to say I forgot to put a movie down on that I watched. So I have two movies that I'll talk about.
Okay, well then we'll do 3, 2, 3 then.
3, 2. How's that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. And my last one before Kevin Sue is The Accountant, which I just talked about. So watch this for the first time, and I think this is a perfectly fine piece of dad energy entertainment. This is a movie your dad would like, probably. And maybe your mom, but it's more action-packed than that. Let's get the obvious out of the way here. The film's main character is supposed to be autistic or someone who is on the autistic spectrum. And in the grand scope of things, and my admittedly poor knowledge of autism and what it's like and how to treat it, the film handles it all right, I think. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but it does feel like they tried to get it as right as they could. We'll see how the sequel does, but this one, it felt fine. Ben Affleck is the reason why that works as much as it can. It clearly, he did his research and he's doing his best to portray the character as faithfully as possible to real life. Also, John Bernthal is very good here. This is one of his first bigger roles, which is kind of nice to see. And then the cast itself is fine. I think the problem is that this movie has a side story regarding a federal investigation into Ben Affleck's character, which just does nothing. It serves as an exposition piece, and it slows the movie down. Didn't need to be there at all. And then that's what the sequel is going to end up being about, which is really kind of frustrating. So overall, it's fine. There's a mystery and a conspiracy at the heart of this movie. It's very predictable, but it's all actors who are treating it really seriously, which makes it kind of fun in a way. It's fine. I'm looking forward to the sequel, though. So we'll see if the sequel... I've heard the sequel's better from the first reactions.
Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty, so your first movie.
If you see it on here, you can put it on one of the banners, the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, my first one, Companion, newer movie to 2025, and this was a fantastic movie. Nadia watched it before me, and she said it was really good as well, and I came into it knowing, okay, if she liked it, then I will enjoy it as well. And I didn't think I would like it this much, though. I really love the twists and turns in this movie. I don't want to spoil it just because it's a 2025 movie and you should go watch it. And it's on Max right now as well. And it was fantastic. The acting in this movie is great as well. Kind of like the humor side of it is really good. But the twists really get to you. And then I did like a lot of the gore and more like horror-ish stuff that goes on. I'm not calling this a horror movie, but some of the stuff that happens, it's pretty gory in there. So I really enjoyed it. So I gave it a 93 out of 100. But go check it out. I think it's for a new like a new movie. This is fantastic.
All right.
Oh, and I watched Den of Thieves because Den of Thieves 2 just came out. So I wanted to see what the first one was all about. And it's a good action movie. I think I would like Heat a lot better, but it's still good. It's a modern interpretation of Heat, I feel like, and has more characters in it. But there's this one part of the movie where one guy is actually undercover. They tell you this the first part, so it's not a spoiler for it. And they just don't do anything with him, and that's what kind of blows my mind is how is he getting away if he's undercover doing all of this stuff. So I'm very confused about that part. Didn't really do anything, but this is just a GTA movie, but it's a little bit too long of a GTA movie. I feel like it was at 2 hours and 30 minutes. Could it be cut down to like 2 hours? I would have been perfectly fine with it. But 77 out of 100, still good.
All right. All right, next up for me is a brand new documentary that just showed up on Netflix called The Oklahoma City Bombing, American Terror. This is a detailing of the events of the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, which I was only 1 year old when that happened, so I knew nothing about this. Mm-hmm. And I think that this really got overshadowed by 9/11 a couple years later and other events. So I never really understood what happened on this during this event, right? Mm-hmm. I knew that the perpetrators were like anti-government alt-right people, but that's all I knew. So in that regard, I think this documentary is very good at showing you like a base level in like of the events, right? You're hearing from survivors, you're hearing from the FBI, people who were working there, from first responders, sharing the story of what happened as it happened. You also get a little bit of a look into the hunt for those responsible, and then you do get the aftermath. And then there's a really wonderful part at the end where they show a collage of all the photos of the people who passed away, which is really sad because on the second floor of that building, there actually was a daycare. And so there are at least like 5 or 6 babies that are in the collage. And it's very heartbreaking. But what I will say is that I do think that this film, it's fine as a base level, but as a documentary that could have gone a little bit deeper into the motives of why those men did it, I think that that's where it kind of is a little flawed. There's also like no way that this movie tries to relate it to what's going on today, which is what most documentaries would do if there's something similar going on, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of anti-government alt-right shit going on. And they could have tied it to that, and I think that could have made it a little bit more poignant, but they don't. But I don't think it's trying to be that, it's just trying to be base level. So, as a base level is fine. If you don't know anything about the event, this is a great first thing to do. But apparently there is another Oklahoma City bombing documentary on Max that's way better. So,
okay,
I might check that out. Up after that, I did watch a movie that has entered my 5-star film list, which I was talking with Kevin and Nadia about last night, which is called Disintegration Loop 1.1. This is a very avant-garde experimental film, and I guarantee that most of you probably won't like it or find the value in it, but I do think that if you do give it a chance and you watch the whole thing and you try to understand or try to form an idea or an opinion based on what you're seeing and hearing, it will give you something different than what it gave me. This is a piece of music written by William Basinski, who then put that piece of music to the footage that he recorded from his camera on the top of his apartment of the smoldering, smoking wreckage of 9/11 on the day of. So you're watching an hour of footage as it's sunset in New York. It goes from light to dark, with the music, which is called the disintegration loops, which is the same melody played over and over again as it deteriorates and disintegrates. And it's really something special. You can read my review on Letterboxd if you want to see what I think about it, because I have a lot of a darker outlook on what this was, but I think a lot of people will walk away from this expecting something, or seeing something different, or thinking something different. And it is free to watch on YouTube, so it is available there. And from good to bad. Aliens vs. Predator Requiem was the last movie on either the Predator and Alien lists that I had not reviewed yet, and for good reason. This movie is awful. Now, I will say there are 2 saving graces for this movie. Number 1, it is refreshingly dark. Mm-hmm. They straight up kill a kid in the first 5 minutes.
Yep.
Like Neon would be jealous, right? But like, there's also a scene that takes place in a maternity ward in this movie, which is very creepy and has stuck with me since this movie came out. But then also there's practical effects in this movie. They do have practical effects, even though the movie is dark as shit, because you can't see anything because no one turned on a fucking light. Like, I get trying to hide visual effects, like in Alien Romulus, the movie is dark when it needs to be to hide like parts of the actual practical effects. This just a black screen for most of this movie almost. But that's the biggest problem. There's no characters in this movie. They're all like that stems from a larger problem though, that this does not feel like an Alien or Predator movie.
Yeah,
because it takes place in a small town. It's not Antarctica. It's not in space. It's not in a jungle. No, it's in a small town in like Colorado where there's a lot of people around. Doesn't make it that scary and doesn't give it the feel of an Alien or Predator movie, which is very annoying. And then because of that, you just get generic cardboard cutout characters. The popular guy, the guy that's misunderstood, the pretty girl, like all those things that do not fit into an Alien or Predator movie.
Is this Predalien though?
This one has Predalien in it. Yeah.
Predalien? That gives it a point for me. I like how Predalien looks.
I mean, it's cool. And again, that maternity ward scene is really crazy when you think of the implications. But it is a horrible movie. All right. So that is it for this thing. For all, I don't know. I lost my
what we
train
watched
of thought.
outside the wheel spin.
What we watched outside the wheel spin. There we go. Let's go ahead and get into some of these comments here. It's a remake of From Dusk Till Dawn, despite the fact that it's a Warner Bros. It's not a remake of Dusk Till Dawn. It is similar, but it's better than that. Paul Rudd had the ZAZ effect of being straight and not knowing he's in any genre. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hi, Matthew.
Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you for a while. AVPR is god awful. I would like a 4K re-release to see what's happening in the dark.
That would be interesting.
I mean, yeah.
Black screen.
Or just higher definition darkness. Do you think that Lana Wachowski would bring in oh man, her name's not Andy anymore. What's her name now? Because the Wachowski sisters transitioned. I'm trying to remember the Lana and Lily. I don't know. Who knows with whatever's happening with another Matrix movie, if they're even if they're even going to direct. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure Lana and Lily Wachowski have retired at this point, or if they're doing something, maybe it's smaller. But who knows? Alrighty. So
I'll do my short because you were talking for a little bit there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Buckaroo Bugs, and it's, I mean, again, I'm gonna say this about every older anime short. The animation in this short is fantastic. The comedy in this movie is really good as well for me. Bugs Bunny, I never really watched him growing up as a kid, so watching these old shorts are like really refreshing to me, and how good shorts could be even back in the day for everybody who got to see it, which is fantastic. I mean, there's some comedy in it, and Bugs Bunny just becomes the villain and doesn't become the villain, and it gets a little bit of chuckles from me. But the animation was what I'm there for, and I really enjoyed all of it. So 90 out of 100 is what I gave it.
All right. My short this week was The Ducksters, which is from 1950. I love this sadistic little short because it's fun, well animated, but it's also just like it feels like one of those iconic Looney Tunes shorts. The humor is great. The physical gags are really fun, and the banter between Daffy and Porky is hilarious throughout the entire film. And then before I switch over back to Kevin, I must let you know that this review is brought to you by the Eagle Hand Laundry, because that's the joke that happens a lot in the short. Every time someone introduces a new part, Daffy's like, "This show is brought to you by the Eagle Hand Laundry."
Okay.
So inside joke there. But let's go ahead and get into Kevin's movie.
Yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I always thought it was Wildflower, so I'm glad I corrected myself before looking at this. This is a coming of age movie that I did not expect to like, and this is a great movie for that high school coming of age movie with a lot of speed bumps in the road, if you will say. Definitely give this movie a watch because this is when I graduated high school in 2012, and I went. I don't want to say I went through a lot of it, but a majority of this is what happens at high school and what other people can feel during high school and going to a new place, such like that, and trying to get new friends, but you're trying maybe a little bit too hard to get new friends or to be liked. And it just hits the feels sometimes. Like I didn't cry during this movie, but during some parts I'm like, ooh, that hurts my heart a little bit because I've seen that happen or that did happen to me. All of the characters in this movie are absolutely fantastic. All the actors and actresses as well are fantastic in this movie. And the ending, I did not expect because I didn't really I didn't not know, but I didn't pick up on the hints that were happening, and it just gets batshit crazy at the end, and it's awesome. And not awesome as in like an action awesome movie way. It's like heart wrenching awesome. But
All right.
96 out of 100, fantastic movie.
All right. And my movie this week was Pinky, which I actually own as a courtesy of one of our viewers, Joey, and was excited to finally watch it. It's a very surprising movie for its time. This is a movie that came out in 1949 and is about a woman who is part black and part white who returns to the South to her full black grandmother's house. And through the course of the movie, has trouble fitting in either race, kind of culture, and group. Which, holy shit, for 1949, that is very progressive, and it's definitely well-intentioned, but the problem is that to play that character, they should have cast someone who was more mixed race, someone who had potentially slightly darker skin, or who was actually part black, part white. This one played by Jeanne Crane in the main role. She is just pure white, like, Hitler wet dream white. And it makes it really awkward when she says things like, I am a Negro and I won't stand for this, and similar type lines. It just makes it feel weird. And you can never really get over that, even though it's a good performance for what she's given. Also, the side performance by Ethel Waters, who's the grandmother, incredible. Both of them were Oscar nominated for this. It's an all right film. It's well-intentioned, and I appreciate that it was trying to do the right thing. This is what's called a moralist movie, which came out during that time. But it's not the best by any means. It like good intentions, but kind of weak.
Okay, gotcha.
So, gave it a 65.
Yes. Nice.
All right.
Well,
Let me go ahead and get the wheel ready here. We had a couple of comments that came in. AI lighting correction for the dark scenes. Yeah.
Would be cool.
They're not brothers anymore. They are sisters. Both of them transitioned to female. So they are the Wachowski sisters. It's not like a movie name being wrong. That's just misgendering now. They are sister now. Yep. If your eagle hands are dirty, we'll wash them clean. Yep. Eagle hand laundry. It was of the time. If it was a color actress, it may never have come out. 100%. But I still think that it should have been someone who was actually mixed. And I think that, it is a product of its time. So, like I said, it's a miracle that it even exists to begin with. But I think that it's I don't know. It's kind of weird because it's kind of hard to rate a movie or review a movie based on the coulda, woulda, shoulda type thing. But that one just kind of feels like a no-brainer. And the director wanted to have an actress who was mixed, but unfortunately, the studio would not let them do it. Maybe a remake. We did get a similar movie called Passing a couple of years ago, which is similar. So I don't know if we would get a a remake. Probably not.
Full-on remake.
Might have to wait until the climate's a little calmed down. But all right. That is going to be it for the movies that we won the wheel spin this week. And yeah, let's go ahead and
get this wheel going.
The wheel. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. Alrighty, so we got the wheel. We got a lot of stuff on here. But I need to know if any of you want to add any movies to this wheel. Make sure that you're... we're only going to take one movie from each person still. We are over 300 entries on this list. So one movie each, unless, Joey, if you have some of those shorts for us. Or if anyone has any animated shorts that are on Letterboxd, go ahead and throw those on here. You can give us 2 shorts if you can. Yeah, Johnny Dangerously from 1984. I have no idea what that is. All right. Nadia says Sleepwalkers. I'm trying to see if that's already on the list. No, it is not. Kevin, have you already seen Sleepwalkers?
Is that the cat movie?
I don't know. Off the top of my head.
Oh, I think I have seen this movie. Did I?
I can't see if you have rated it. Yes, you have.
Okay.
So that is a me movie. Okay.
That's a B movie? You want
me movie. Sleepwalkers, okay. I'll do shorts next week. Got it. Toy Story 4. All right. Specifically Toy Story 4. I believe I have already reviewed it.
I don't know if I've even seen Toy Story 4. Actually, is that Forky? Is that Toy Story 4?
It's the one with Forky, yeah.
No, I haven't seen it. I already know.
Okay, I have reviewed that one, so that will be a Kevin movie. All right. Land Before Time, The Mysterious Island. I love these specific ones.
What is that, Matthew?
That's the 5th Land Before Time movie, is what that is. I've seen the first movie, but I have not seen the 5th one.
This looks familiar, actually.
You've seen The Land Before Time, Kevin. I can guarantee that you have.
I think I know that movie. Like, I have it at my mom's house.
Oh, I see. All right, we'll go ahead and give another 30 seconds. If anyone wants to go ahead and get any other things in here, we'd appreciate it. How many Land Before Times did they make? That's a great question.
Yes.
I'm seeing at least 14. Yeah, it looks like 14. And the most recent one came out in 2016.
Oh my goodness. They were still relevant? I don't think so. Hey, animation looks pretty good on it, actually.
The films are like endlessly popular for younger audiences. 15. Yeah. Bro, I've run out of movies, so I'm going back to my childhood now.
And that's okay.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get to some spinning here. You ready, Kevin?
Yep, I am ready.
Alright, Kevin, let's get you a short.
Okay.
Spinning, 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 spinning!
Nadia thought there was only 4 Land Before Times.
Yeah, add 11 to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not your short film, but you are going to get Baby Buggy something.
Baby Buggy?
Baby Buggy Bunny.
Oh gosh. Baby
that's gonna ruin Kevin next week. So
I just had 3 strokes.
Alright. That is Kevin's short. We'll go ahead and shuffle this up and we'll get my short for this week. And my short is Bunny Hugged. We're both getting bunnies today.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's Bugs Bunny. All right. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. And Kevin's feature-length film
will be in theaters this week.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It's gonna be
something small. Big?
Big!
Have I seen that? Hold on.
It's the opposite. It's with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I know of it, but let me see if I read it.
It does not. That doesn't show you on the intro thing here. Let me check. It's from 1988.
Nope. I know of it, but I have not.
All right. Kevin's watching Big, certified 80s classic. All right. We'll shuffle, 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 and spin it for me. I don't know what I want. Kind of anything. Hopefully it's not World War II, because I have to watch a World War II movie this weekend already for class.
Here's a World War II movie.
Forrest Gump. Let me double check and see if I've reviewed it already. That's not actually World War II. It's Vietnam.
I know, but it's still a war movie. That's what I was laughing at.
I haven't reviewed Forrest Gump, which is fascinating, because I've seen it many times. So, all right, I'll be watching a bona fide classic. All right.
A two bona fide classic with Tom Hanks.
With
It's a
Tom Hanks.
Wow.
It's a Bugs Bunny, Tom Hanks
Tom
weekend.
Hanks, man, they tell you who's the best duo with Bugs Bunny and Tom Hanks. That's what I always hear.
Yep. Alrighty. So, I was just having fun. Alrighty. So the films this week, Kevin will be watching the short Baby Buggy Bunny. So have him say that 6 times fast.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
And we'll be watching the feature-length film Big with Tom Hanks. I'll be watching the short Bunny Hugged, and we'll be watching the feature-length film Forrest Gump with Tom Hanks. So this episode, if there's anything we've learned, is sponsored by Eagle Hand Laundry. We'll get those Eagle hands clean. And sponsored by Tom Hanks. Mm-hmm. Which actually is shocker, because we have a very special guest to add in here to the end of this live stream. Please, everyone, welcome Tom Hanks. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have him. But that's going to be it for this week. Got some good movies to check out for this weekend. So, kind of nice. I think there was a TV Land Before Time movie that came out a while ago that's lost to time. Yep. Big is a classic. Yes, it is. It's also Tom Hanks week. Whoop, whoop.
It's I don't know.
It's
about
a hanky wanky. I don't know if I would call it that, but
yeah.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. Hanky Wanky needs to be a Looney Tunes short name, 100%. 100%. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for today, everyone. I know it's a little bit shorter, not as much news this week, but some exciting stuff. So obviously we have our movie club episode that's coming out this Friday, which is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yes.
So we're taking a look at that Western iconic classic. So make sure you're subscribed so you can check that out. Of course, this live stream goes live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. And if you ever want to know when we're going live or when new things happen, there's a new place you can do that. It's the brand new official Real Watchers Instagram page. So make sure you check it out, because this is where I'm going to be posting like new movie reviews here, as well as doing it on the live stream. And then also anytime either one of us watches a movie, I'm going to make a little post about it that will link to our Letterboxd. So definitely check it out. Also, we are on Facebook now officially as well. Just search Real Watchers and look for that logo, the red circle with the white around it. You should be able to find it pretty easily. You can also check us out there. But that's going to be it. Oh shit, I love that movie. There you go. Alrighty. But that's going to be it for this week, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to be busy tomorrow. Not going to tell you where we're going, because don't want any of you showing up unannounced. But can't wait to go.
Yeah,
so
can't wait.
We'll have some fun, and that means the Good, Bad, and the Ugly episode might be a little late on Friday, depending on how I'm feeling when I get home tomorrow. So, but anyhow, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you all next week here on Real Watchers. And of course, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen. Have a good night, everyone.